Hello, Hannah Chelsea, the baby maven here, and I am so excited to welcome you to today's expert interview. We have so much good stuff to discuss, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to today's guest expert, Amanda DeGrace. Amanda is a mother of 3 children under the age of 6 and founder and president of her company, DeGrace Energetics. Their most popular program, Little Lotus Yoga, empowers women through their pregnancy and during their postnatal period through yoga. I know that you're going to love Amanda. So I'm going to pass it over to her now so she can tell you a bit about herself and her business.
Thanks so much for having me today, Hannah. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited for this speaker series that you've put together. So my name's Amanda, and I'm the mom of 3 busy kids, all under the ages of 6. I have a 5.5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And my company is DeGrace Energetics, and our most popular program, as you mentioned, is our Little Lotus Yoga program. So Little Lotus Yoga was founded 12 years ago now. We started offering the first preschool yoga class in the Ottawa area, and the demand just grew from there. We've created this amazing community throughout Eastern Ontario and Western Quebec that offers yoga classes for parents, new moms, and for children. So really encompassing the entire family. And it's really important for us that as a family unit, everyone feels supported. They can come to yoga together. Moms can come when they're pregnant. They can meet other moms who are experiencing similar things. They then carry on into our mom and baby classes. And once the babies start moving and grooving a little bit more, the kids then move on to classes in their own. And for me as a mom, I really understand the importance of having that community and support. We all need our tribe of people to really pitch in and help us with our families.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Why do you think it's so important to start early, to really start to build that community?
As a new mom, it's so easy to feel lost, and you're not sure what you should be doing. You're getting advice from all these people, and they're all sending different advice and little tidbits and snippets of things you should be doing. And it can get really hard as a new parent to really wade through that advice and to see the big picture of and asking yourself, what's going to work best for me? And so able to get out of the house as a new mom and connect with other new parents. I mean, we tell our moms coming to our mom and baby yoga classes, we don't care if you've showered, we don't care if you slept, we don't care if you're still in your pajamas. But if you can get out of the house with your baby and come to a class, you're welcome into the space however you are. We, as our teachers at Little Lotus, we're moms ourselves. We understand how hard it is just to get out of the house with a newborn, but you want to create that community and feel supported as a new mother.
Yeah, that is so true. And something that I like that you were talking about was that with your classes, it is, very specific. You have the prenatal, and then you can do the mommy and me, and kids can then transition into their own classes, because part of, I think, what can be so confusing and overwhelming as a new parent with all of this advice coming into you is that you might be getting it from your parents or your aunts and uncles or friends and family, that their kids might be vastly different ages than yours, that it can be so important to just have people who are really in that same period of life, that it's like, I have a tiny newborn right now, and like they can dive in with you when you're like, I'm not sleeping, or like, hey, I'm in my pajamas, and they're like, I was in my pajamas for 3 days over here,
Absolutely. And I think all the advice from, our parents when we have babies, and aunts and uncles and grandparents, it's always so well-intentioned, and they have the best intentions at heart to really reaching out to you as a new parent to help you and to allow you to feel supported. But society has changed so much. I mean, 40 years ago, there wasn't the stress of, oh my goodness, what stroller am I going to choose for my baby? Do I put them in the $2,000 new Bugaboo donkey stroller, or do I put them in the $50 umbrella stroller that I can get at Target or Walmart? And so there's all these things being thrown at parents and products on the market that weren't necessarily there 40, 50 years ago that add pressure to a new parent. So when they're able to connect and chat with people who are their age, going through the exact same thing that they're going through right now, it's amazing community support for them.
Definitely. Do you have any suggestions for these new moms of how they can in their area or in their community reach out and find the support and the community that they're really looking for?
Absolutely. I think what's most important is to really think about yourself as a new mother, and if you have a birth partner involved, of what do you want for your family unit? What are your values? What are your goals? And what really feels true to your heart in what's going to be the best for your baby? And making sure that you're staying true to those values before seeking out to the larger world, because there's a lot of different opinions, things that are flying around and people saying, do this, do that, but you need to know what works best for you in your heart and your first. And then I would suggest seeking out areas like the public libraries, the public health departments, early years centers. We see a lot of parents who they come into our little Lotus classes because they know we have a huge community. So find those big groups that you want to connect with, that you know they already have a large community. So then you can go into that community and really feel out what parents really resonate best with you and your family values that you want to connect further with and get to know a little bit more. We have a lot of, the area where I live in Ottawa, Canada, we have a lot of walking groups. We have a lot of mom and baby fitness. We do over 30 classes a week with our pre and postnatal. So there's hundreds of moms each week coming into our classes. So there's a large community there to meet as well. Online is also a fantastic place to meet new parents going through similar things. Even if you're a little bit more of a shy individual, you're not sure where you can find your community, search on Facebook, search your city for moms groups. There's always different moms groups on Facebook they're going to pop up for you. Possibly Yahoo groups are another option as well. And so, if you're not ready to get out yet with your baby and meet other moms that way, there's lots of ways you can do it from the comfort of your own bed, nursing your newborn baby, and still feel connected with the world.
That's wonderful. Something that I heard you mention was stroller groups where you could go for walks together. I was wondering if you had some tips and tricks for how brand new moms can fit wellness and fitness into their busy lives, because it can be such an overwhelming time when you have a little baby, that I think a lot of times the self-care and those fitness practices that you had when you were pregnant or before you were pregnant wind up being put on the back burner.
Absolutely. I think what's most important is that, as a new mom, you don't want to overprogram yourself. Sometimes we have the intentions of, we're 9 months pregnant and we're looking ahead of what are we going to do when baby comes, and we sign up for all these activities, and then all of a sudden we have an activity every single day of the week, and that is probably not realistic for most new moms. Newborn baby comes, lack of sleep, things going on, you're trying to create that bond and relationship with your child. And so I would start by picking 1 or 2 fitness or wellness activities that you really love. What is going to motivate you most to get out into the community? What's going to motivate you most? Where we live in Canada, it can get cold. There's some minus 30 days. So what's going to motivate you to actually wrap your newborn baby up, put them into the car seat, load them into the car, brush off all of the snow? If it's not an activity that you're really passionate about, you're probably not going to go. So my first tip is to find what really is your most passionate fitness wellness activity and schedule that in. And then you want to make sure that it's a location that's convenient for you. You don't want to sign up for a class that's way on the other side of the city from where you live in. If it takes a long time to travel there, you're probably not going to want to do it with your newborn baby. And so really look at what's close in your area of where you're living, what's in your neighborhood that you can be doing that might only be a 5-minute walk or car drive away. And then schedule it in your calendar. Make it an appointment. Create that wellness or fitness activity the only appointment for that whole day, so you're not feeling overwhelmed. So you know that if you get out of the house and go to your yoga class or go to your mom and baby fitness class, when you get back, you can rest and relax and take the day easy with your newborn for the rest of the day. The other tip I have is to make sure that you're finding something that has a lot of other moms there. So find a group where you're going to know there's 15, 20 other moms who are going to be there with you that you're able to connect with. It'll be more motivating to go out, and those other moms are also going to hold you accountable. They're going to get to know you. They're going to remember you. And when you're not there the next week, they're going to ask you, where were you? What's up? How can we help you? That's
great advice. And something that I also want to make sure that we touch on that kind of goes along with that is that with like scheduling all of these things and picking things that really sound good to you and resonate with you, I think a lot of that can kind of also play into the importance of self-care. And I know that when we spoke previously, Amanda, you were talking about that there are so many different aspects of self-care, that it's like the mind, the body, the spirit. It's not just like, oh, well, I'm going to go get my nails done. So I was hoping that you could talk to that as well.
Absolutely. For me, one of the most important things that I've learned being a mother of 3 is that if I'm not taking care of myself first, I'm not able to give my full self to my children. I mean, they wake up, my kids are up every morning, 5:30, and they are ready to go. They're not waiting to see if mom's ready to get up and get their breakfast and get excited with them for the day. They're just like gone. They're like, let's go. And so if I'm not taking care of myself and feeling energized, mind, body, and spirit, it's really hard for me to give back to my children. And so putting in place different practices of self-care that feel best for you. For me, I've started a gratitude journal. And so I bought a Danielle Laporte planner. And every day what I'm doing at the end of the day is I'm sitting down and writing, what were the special moments of the day that I'm so grateful for? What was something my children said that made me smile? What was I able to watch them do and learn? And I'm not talking about a big milestone like, oh, they lost a tooth, or they got a tooth, or they walked on their own. I want those little special moments. You know, they looked at me and smiled and signed for milk because they wanted cuddles. I want those little special moments to treasure. And so I love writing in my gratitude journal every night. I'm also very blessed that my partner, he's an amazing husband and father. He understands that when I don't take care of myself, it affects the whole family. And so I take spa days. We have a lovely Nordic spa with hot and cold baths. And so every 6 to 8 weeks, I take off there for the day, and I just allow myself to enjoy the quiet, the stillness, to read a book, and that starts to fill my bucket up. And I know we all don't have the luxury of being able to go to a spa for a day. You know, I mean, there was many times, especially when my last baby was younger, I didn't leave the house for weeks at a time, because with 3 kids under the age of 6, there's always something going on. And so even just having a hot bath, pouring a glass of wine at the end of the day, getting in a nice hot bath, you know, dimming the lights, having some candles, and filling your bucket up however that may be.
I really like that. I mean, I loved all the examples that you gave. I mean, it can be anything from just like a glass of wine all the way up to a day at the spa, whatever really feels best to you. Like, I think that so often self-care winds up being put into this little box of like, oh, well, it can be these specific things, but self-care can be like literally anything that just feels like good and recharges you a little bit. And that even if it's just like taking a couple of deep breaths, or I don't know, just like thinking about something that makes you really happy, or watching a YouTube video that makes you laugh like crazy. And that everybody has the ability to find at least those few minutes to be able to do something like that. Because it could be even when you're with your baby, of like breastfeeding, but doing like a little like gratitude list in your head or something like that. And
Absolutely.
I love the gratitude list that you were that you say that you do that in the evening. That sounds wonderful.
It's so special. And I mean, like you said, it could be as easy as, you know, you set the timer on your phone, and every hour when it goes off, you close your eyes and just allow yourself to take 5 to 10 deep breaths. Because we get rushing through our day. It's like one thing to the next. We got to get the kids up. They got to get breakfast. They got to get dressed. They might need bath. You know, one has to get out the door to school, and then we have gymnastics, swimming. Oh, now it's lunchtime. Now it's nap. And before you know, the day's over. And you don't really take time to sit and be still and allow the breath of life to come into your body, and the effects it has when you calm your mind and body. when your children feel that. They feel when we're stressed and when our energy is all up here. And then they feel when we're so relaxed and our heart is open and we're breathing deeply. And so just taking those few moments just to breathe, but to breathe consciously and big.
Yeah, and I liked what you said about that, you know, your children can like they feed off of that. Like kids are so perceptive that when you do take time for self-care or to breathe and things like that, it's incredible to see how much it really does have that ripple effect. And it's not just a good practice for you, it's something that is a great practice for your kids to see, but also it's a great energy to put out there for your family.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I mean, a big eye opener for me was last year, you know, I was really, I mean, I've been in the business now for 12 years, but we really had another growth point last year. And I was spending a lot of time in the business. I just had another newborn baby. And my oldest at the time, he just turned 5, and he looked at my husband, and I was downstairs in my home office, and he looked at my husband upstairs, and I could hear them because they were in the foyer, and all I hear is, "Dad, why is Mom so bossy?" And it was so eye-opening for me to really think about, you know, what he'd been hearing, what he'd been observing over the last few days, and how, you know, what I was putting out to the world, how it was affecting him. And as a mother, one of the last things you want to hear is your 5-year-old to say, you know, "Why is my mom so bossy and always telling people what to do? Like, why is she always telling Daddy what to do and to-do lists and telling us to put our clothes away?" And I found, is that really what I'm putting out to the world right now? And it was really eye-opening, and I needed that at that time. It was a huge learning moment for me in that time of my life to say, whoa, hold on here, something's got to shift.
Yeah, it's kids are very good at doing things like that. Not only do they feed off of us, but they can be like little teachers in and of themselves with,
Absolutely.
yeah, because they just come from such that pure place of like, I'm going to observe this and I'm going to say it. And, you know, there's no filters, which is kind of a beautiful thing. I know that you were saying that even a year ago that you had some, you know, things like expanding with your business. And so I want to talk a bit more about your business, like how people locally can work with you, and also where you're headed in the future with your business, because I know you have big things going on.
Yeah, so our website is littlelotusyoga.ca, so people can find us there. We currently offer classes in the Ottawa-Gatineau area. We offer classes for prenatal, postnatal, and kids yoga, but we also offer teacher training programs. So we will teach people how to teach prenatal yoga, mom and baby yoga, and kids yoga. We have trainings coming up in Ottawa as well as Montreal, Quebec. And there's the possibility in the next year that we're going to be expanding into St. Catharines, Toronto area. So we are starting to expand across Canada. We're very excited about that. We're looking at bringing our teacher trainings down into the States in 2016 and 17. So, you know, on the horizon, we have Boston, we have Philadelphia, lots of great things in the works that we're really excited about. Another great place for people to connect with us is Facebook. So facebook.com/LL Yoga for Little Lotus Yoga. And there we share not just our class information, there's tips and tricks and things for parents. We share everything from healthy recipes to, you know, information on pelvic floor health to, we did a great blog post the other day we shared about Family Literacy Day. It was National Family Literacy Day, and so we shared our favorite books within our teaching team. I have an amazing instructor team of 12 instructors who help lead our classes throughout the area here. And we're also going to be taking our teacher training programs online. So if you're not in one of the direct areas that we will be visiting in the next year with our teacher training programs, you're welcome to jump into our online classes, and you will get the same wonderful learning and information in those programs as you do in our live trainings.
Wow, Amanda, you said you are up to so many good things right now. It's crazy how much you're expanding. I'm so happy for you and so excited to follow you as it's just kind of like you go through this major like boom in business.
Thank you.
And I want to make sure just that everybody gets like all of the little details. Could you tell us one more time what the name of your business is?
Yeah, so we're Little Lotus Yoga.
Okay, what would you say that you're like all about?
We are all about supporting new moms and families with children under the age of 12.
I love it. And what's one snippet of advice you really want to make sure our viewers take from today?
To really follow your heart and your own personal family values, to not get lost in the world of you need to do this, you should do that, you need to buy this, feed your child this, don't feed them that. If it works for you, run with it. If it doesn't work for you, then let yourself search and take that time to figure out what is it I want and what's going to be best for my child. Because as a parent, only you know what's going to really resonate in your heart and work for your family.
That's beautiful. So viewers, I want to remind you that all of these details with the website and the Facebook group and ways to connect with Amanda and Little Lotus Yoga are all listed in the email that you received with this video. So click away, make sure that you connect with Amanda because she's absolutely incredible. And Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time today, share your expertise, to chat with me. It's been an absolute joy just getting to know you.
Thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
excited for what you have coming up.
Well, I'm excited, for you and your company, and I think it's wonderful what you're doing to really support new parents and give them that, feeling of there's someone out there who's really rooting for them on their journey.
Yeah, I know. We are all about support. This is one of the many reasons that I wanted to do these expert interviews was to let people know that like you're not alone. We've got your back, and everybody, you have these people who just they're there and they want to support you, and we love supporting you. So thank you for being a part of the expert speaker series, and until next time, viewers, have a lovely day, and I look forward to seeing you again.